Vijayan as well, who is a citizen voice on the show this evening. Shekhar, as a citizen of this country, how will you like to respond to what has happened? It has taken 4 days for the police there to arrest 2 people. Neha, my colleague who's been tracking the case closely along with Imran and Revati, was telling us that, BESCOM officials have not really responded to the notices that have been sent by the police. They're not even, cooperating with the officials for the investigation. Will these kind of comments that Mr. Chandrasekhar is making on the show today, what has been said by the government, will this really change the mindset of the people who are working in these transformers? Because eventually it was the callous attitude of the people who were present there that cost us the lives of these 2 innocent people.
Thank you for having me on the show. I think this is an issue which we've been speaking about since time immemorial. Infrastructure in Bangalore is pathetic. And there are so many memes made around the potholes, so many memes made around the roads. There are so many jokes around it. I as an Indian, I travel around the world. Bangalore is known for its information. We have information which is moving at such a fast pace. But even now, we are just finding excuses. At the end of the day, people have lost human lives. And we have lost 2 human lives. We've lost a girl who was about to get married. We lost a father who was very proud that his daughter's getting married. And they just lost their lives because of sheer negligence. Now, here we're just changing the goalpost here and between the different political parties. But at the end of the day, people have lost lives. And you can't replace it. And on top of that, BESCOM is acting like an agency which does not take responsibility, does not take accountability. We are living in Bangalore. Bangalore is a city which is known for so many things. It's known for the startup world. Bangalore is a city which everybody around the world knows it. But our infrastructure is so bad. It's so pathetic. I stay in Whitefield. And I can give a challenge to anyone right now. There are enough and more potholes. We're just waiting for a downpour to happen here. You'll see potholes appearing automatically, irrespective of whichever party is in charge. The point of the matter here is our human life. It can't be so. It can't be so tedious. It can't be so. There has to be some accountability. There has to be a responsibility. There has to be someone who can take charge here. The joke going around is if the Prime Minister makes a visit to Bangalore, only then the roads improve. Only then the infrastructure improves. That's the sad reality of Bangalore. If he does not make a trip to Bangalore, nothing changes. We will be still living in the Stone Ages. We will be still having memes where people are walking like they're on the moon because of the potholes. And this is really bad about the transformers. I think it's very, very, very disheartening. If you don't have value for human life and there's no accountability and responsibility from an agency like BESCOM, then I really don't know in which kind of world are we living in? What kind of city are we living in? Is it so bad? I don't think so. Bangalore is a great city. Bangalore is a very cosmopolitan city. It got so many different cultures, so many different languages, so many different regions coming in together. Why can't it happen? There are so many enterprising companies here, and full credit to all of you now for championing this cause and for making sure this happens, for making people accountable for this. But I really believe we have to rise up as citizens and partner and collaborate on this together. And there needs to be accountability. There needs to be responsibility. These are our elected representatives. They are elected for a certain reason. They're elected to make sure that we have the right infrastructure in place. If this is the least basic thing you can't achieve, then I don't understand. What are we discussing? What are we fighting about? This is the most common thing, right? I think this is what our elected representatives are rated on. This is basic civic manners. This is basic things which you need to have when you step out. You cannot be stepping out and making sure that you die just because there's a transformer nearby. There is oil spillage, and even after 2 days, calls are not answered. Nobody answers the call. Nobody takes accountability. Nobody takes responsibility. Then we start fighting it out. Petitions are raised. And once petitions are raised, then, Mira now comes in and champions the cause. But then that's too little too late. That's too little too late. It is very disheartening. And, I'm not blaming anybody, but, ultimately it all boils down to which political party wants to take this up and do something about it. Because at the end of the day, people like you and me will suffer. And nothing is going to work out until one of them on the political party face the blame. It's never going to work. Until you and I suffer, nothing's going to happen. And I believe we just have to keep fighting it. And it's so hypocritical. We are living in like I'm staying in Bangalore. It's got the best climate in the world. It's such a beautiful city, such wonderful people. But when you see situations like this, where people just die because of sheer negligence, you feel really bad. You feel really disheartened. You really lose. You start losing faith. When you start losing faith for the political party, it becomes very dangerous. I think we need a trip from the Prime Minister once again here in Bangalore. Only then things change. Unfortunately, that's the truth. Only when he makes a trip to Bangalore, roads suddenly change overnight, potholes disappear, everybody becomes accountable and responsible. It's like there's a good cop and there's a bad cop. And that's what is going to happen here right now, I believe.